Okay, guys, this is a bit of a fun one. Today we've got the Samsung 9100 Pro SSD. So I haven't done one of these for a little while, and so if you're sitting there and you're a little bit frustrated with the storage space on your computer or your laptop, um, and I have actually found that with an upgraded SSD, all sorts of miraculous things can happen. And it's quite an easy thing to do to upgrade your storage space and indeed your RAM. It's been a while since I've done any of this stuff, but this is pretty cool because what I'm holding here in my hand is 4 terabytes of storage. Would you believe, in one SSD module, and they actually have an 8 terabyte one coming out later on in the year. You can also get one with a heatsink to go in your PlayStation as well. So what you find that when you increase storage, and especially if it's got faster read and write speeds as well, is that just that can immediately speed up your laptop or computer pretty quickly, and RAM helps with that as well, of course. But so I'll be interested to see what happens. So I've got a wee laptop here that's already actually running a pretty whizzy 2 terabyte SSD in there. Boots up in about 30 seconds to the desktop. And it'll load games, anywhere from sort of a minute to a minute and a half, that sort of thing. So it runs pretty well. But let's just see, because I'm pretty sure the one that's in there does not have write speeds like the Samsung 9100 Pro, which has write speeds up over 14,000 megabytes per second, which is that's pretty quick. But numbers don't mean anything until you actually put it in there and try it. Samsung has a migration wizard bit of software that makes cloning stuff across, migrating everything across pretty straightforward. So you just install that, and then you'll need to probably get yourself a little SSD enclosure like this. So if I can just show you. So that just pops out, and then you plug your SSD in there, and then we put that back in. And then you want get yourself a nice quality USB-C cable. I've talked about this before, but not all data cables are created equal, because otherwise, if it doesn't have fast transfer speeds, even in the cable, it's going to take a long time to swap your information over. So once you've plugged that all in, you can plug it into the laptop, run that Samsung migration wizard tool, and then it's just a matter of swapping the SSDs over, which usually is a pretty simple operation. You just take the bottom off your laptop, and it'll be held in with one little screw. See that little semicircle there? It's usually held in with one little screw there on the motherboard. And so you obviously make sure everything's all powered off and unplugged and everything before you do that. And then you will have added, in most cases, most laptops come with sort of, 512 gig, maybe a terabyte of storage by default, if it's a decent laptop. If it's not a decent laptop, you might even be getting down to 256 gig. So putting 4 terabytes of storage in there is going to make quite a difference into just how much stuff you can, load onto your laptop to begin with, let alone the benefits that you get from having all that extra space to play with. So anyway, I'm going to do that now. I'm going to plug this puppy in, and we'll see how it goes. Okay, well, here it is, the moment of truth. I've taken out the old SSD, which apparently writes at about 3,000 or thereabouts, 3 megabytes per second, or 3 gig per second. So obviously at 14 or even more gigs per second, or 14,000 megabytes per second. That Samsung 9100 Pro is the far superior module. Although in saying that, of course, you've got to have a laptop CPU that can actually write to something that fast. I mean, it's all very well having a drive that'll be written to that fast, and can have information taken off that fast. But if this laptop is unlikely to be able to work at that fast. However, I am expecting some things might work better. So moment of truth. Let's just get it here, open her up, turn it on, and hope for the best. This is always a bit nerve-wracking when you've taken an entire SSD out and it's the bootable part of the computer. And yeah, but let's see what happens. Oh, there we go. She's booted up. It wants my fingerprint. It's remembered my fingerprint. That's good. And it's loading up. Doesn't seem like this part is taking much shorter, although it's pretty quick, really. Maybe a little bit shorter. Shall we see if we can load the Minecraft launcher here and see how long that takes to go. Oh, we're up and running already. That seems a lot faster. Loading. Look, we're already there. We're already ready to play. So yes, I think there are some obvious gains already, and all we've done is put in a faster SSD, and of course we've got all the benefits of having 4 terabytes of storage, on a little laptop like that. So I'm sure if we did all sorts of scientific tests, we would find that everything's running better. And obviously, if you're running a later model edition than this, which is about 4 years old, this laptop, you'll have a whizzy new CPU in it there that can write and read much faster than this one can. And it means also if you've got some of the latest Thunderbolt 4 or even Thunderbolt 5 USB-C ports, you can use that drive as an external drive as well, and write and read to external drives very fast for backups and things like that. So like I say, always fun, always a bit nerve-wracking to swap that SSD over, but the Samsung migration tool worked. Once I got the module plugged in properly. There was a scary moment there when my little test run when it wasn't quite plugged in the right way, but we got there in the end.